It's a new show, new characters, new location, but unfortunately it's still the same old Walking Dead. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Entertainment, and we are here to review The Walking Dead Dead City, Episode 1, the premiere episode, Old Acquaintances. And I guess it's called that because we get two very old acquaintances meeting up together to go on a mission, the most unlikely duo you've ever seen. I mean, you've got Maggie and Negan, and the fact that Negan pretty much just killed Maggie's husband in front of her and bashed his brains in and left her child without a father. How could these two ever work together again? Well, we're getting it, guys. We're getting it in not Fear the Walking Dead, The Walking Dead, Dead City. So it's a 6-episode series. It's already been renewed, though, for Season 2. So
they've already started filming it.
I'm going to assume that we're getting another 6 episodes in Season 2. I think that's the best thing to do. Like, I think if you do less episodes, then you can just work with the budget. You can spread the budget more over 6 episodes. And I think you could create better quality of seasons. So I think a 6-episode season for me, with these little mini spin-off shows, is better than them going 13 or 16.
Absolutely, because then things get dragged across 13 weeks rather than condensed into 6. And the way the pacing of this show is, I think, obviously, they've got to factor the pace into the 6 episodes, but I don't see how you could drag this out to 13 episodes.
And see these shows, the fact that they're based around like 1 or 2 characters, in the Daryl Dixon case it's 1 character, you can't have filler.
No.
Because these are shows that are basically, like we said, they're being focused on just the main characters. This show, the main focus is with Maggie and Negan, so therefore every episode really should have a purpose, and there should be no time for filler. There should be no side groups that get their own episode. It should just be literally 6 episodes that you start the story in episode 1, you finish the story in episode 6. There should be no need for episode 2 is going to be focused on some group that out in the middle of nowhere that we've never seen before. So I'm hoping that with 6 episodes we'll just get better television.
Yep. That's exactly what we want, but I'm liking the vibe of New York City, right? I bury The Walking Dead, but I like the fact that all the bridges have been blown out and that all these walkers are supposedly confined to Manhattan. It's a unique setup. I feel like they haven't done this in The Walking Dead, really. I can't think. I mean, you could argue, like, should Manhattan not have featured in the main Walking Dead at some point?
Why? Out of all the places it didn't feature, which was the majority of America.
Why Manhattan?
Why Manhattan?
Because I just feel... I feel like New York's iconic. And I feel like in The Walking Dead, all we seen was grass. So we didn't see fuck all.
Every show should go to New York.
No.
Did Sons of Anarchy go to New York?
That's different. That's California.
No, it's not.
It's set in California.
It doesn't matter.
Fear goes to fucking Mexico, Tijuana. We can't go to New York.
Should Breaking Bad went to New York?
That's different.
It's not different.
Walking Dead is about like a survival thing across America. That's what it is.
No, they basically stay in the same wee part, like.
Yeah, but look at Fear.
Well, Fear's different.
We'll put it this way, right? Surely, rather than having like Negan locked up and wasting years of his life and Maggie going off and doing nothing for like 6 years during a time skip, you could have fitted it in there. Instead of, let's give us forced shite with the other Walking Dead.
So wait, Negan's locked up, so let's take him to Manhattan?
He didn't have to be locked up for the period of time he had to be locked up for.
So what do you want me to do? Be set free? Take him to New York, yeah? And
he gets set free anyway? I'm saying this could have took place during The Walking Dead. But instead they've decided to milk the cow that is The Walking Dead. That is my point. You not see what my point is there?
I see what your point is. I see it. You think they should have... You don't think they should have created a new show. You think this show should just... What's happened, this story arc should have happened inside The Walking Dead.
Yeah, it's like, I look at other TV... I mean, look when Sons went to Belfast.
Why? It was dead. It was dead. It was fucking dead.
I know, but I just think the thought of creating spin-offs are cheap.
No, I disagree.
That's my opinion. Well, you're right, you can disagree.
I think from a
See, every time we disagree, don't need to take it personal.
No, I think from
like a little bitch.
I think from a logical standpoint, The Walking Dead's been dead now for the past, like, 3 seasons, at minimum. To me, this is like a breath of fresh air. You're at least adding a little bit of life to it. Nobody wanted to see this in the original Walking Dead.
That's fair enough. You're entitled to that. But we have to go off to the start of the episode.
So we kick off the brand new show with Maggie. She's like under this bridge with, I guess, some sort of binoculars or whatever. And she is looking into Manhattan. Obviously, the route there has been destroyed. All the bridges are down. So she's like basically separated from Manhattan. She's on the other side. There's like a big river to cross in order to get there. And she's trying to look, she's trying to see anything she can see from Manhattan. Some walkers walk past her. She hides underneath the bridge. The walkers go past her. That's all fine. She was careful. She didn't make any noise. But then in typical Walking Dead fashion, and I feel like this shit gets done all the time, a walker sneaks up from behind Maggie, grabs onto Maggie by the leg or by the foot or whatever, tries to pull Maggie down. Then the walker climbs on top of Maggie, and Maggie has to push her hand into the walker's chin. And you see this happen all the time, whereas in reality, it's like you wouldn't be putting your hand anywhere near the chin because you're literally an inch away from getting bit. But that happens, then she manages to force the walker off her, but she's making quite a lot of noise at this point, but the walkers that she's seen earlier just continue to walk past. And then she grabs her binoculars and she starts bashing it in the head, bashing it, and the head just kind of folds into nothing, basically just mush. And that's the start of the episode.
Well, she does let out a scream as well after she kills it, which again is very stupid. Ludicrous thing to do, because no, this is stupid, right? I say stupid a lot, but why would you start screaming after a herd's just past you? Come on.
You know what? It doesn't make any logical sense that the herd never heard her.
Exactly.
Pun intended.
Pun.
No, but what bothered me is this just seems like it's a brand new Walking Dead show, but to me this just felt like the same old shit that we've seen for 11 seasons. The whole get attacked by a walker from behind, but manage to fight your way out of it and then bash their head in.
There's just nothing creative about this.
Surely
it should have been like an aerial shot in New York or something like that.
Yeah, I would have preferred if there was no walkers in the opening thing.
Yeah.
I just thought, and it looked like the walker had been underwater, so maybe it came from the river, because it looked like it was, I don't know, just like waterlogged or something. It looked like it was a very, very wet and bloated walker. But
even like if it was zoomed in on the Statue of Liberty and then it just zoomed out and it showed you the destruction and then it just went to the intro, that would have done.
I think if you're watching this to check it out, I mean, you could easily be forgiven in the first couple minutes of going, oh well, same old Walking Dead.
Yeah, it's just...
See the fact that they think a walker kill in the first 2 minutes is how they need to start the show. That just tells me that they don't have any real faith in Maggie as a character to get the audience feeling attached and to get the audience feeling as if they want to watch this show. Because if you've got a great character, you don't need to do something like this. It's like The Walking Dead literally started with Shane and Rick having a discussion in a car.
Yeah, no, you're right. And you know what, I wouldn't be surprised if these other spin-offs just start with a zombie kill though.
It's just so uncreative. Oh, what are we going to do? How are we going to get people? What's the big? How are we going to catch people? How are we going to grab attention? We'll just have Maggie bash a zombie's head in.
No, but
seen it a million times. Didn't need to see it here. I'm not saying it can't happen in the episode because that's The Walking Dead. They kill walkers, but it's not. To me, that's not the thing that you want to see in the first 2 minutes.
See, when you go to a different country or a setting in a TV show, you should take advantage of that setting here. And I think throughout the rest of this episode, they did that. But I feel like the intro, it should be. You look at like The Sopranos when they went to Italy. They took advantage of them going there, arriving in Naples or the Mediterranean Sea. When Sons arrive in Belfast, you've got the whole 5-minute intro is dedicated to like them arriving on the countryside.
Alright, let's just say, for example, I turn around and says, I'm going to watch the intro, and if it's any good, I'll watch the rest of the episode. I would have watched this intro and thought, this is the same shit we've seen in The Walking Dead and Fear, and turned it off.
Yep, and that is pretty much what I thought as well.
Now, speaking of the actual intro to the show, the television intro, they've changed it up. It looks more like a comic, kind of cartoon-like intro, and I don't know if I like it, but it is something different, so that's pretty good, and it did show you like the Statue of Liberty and stuff. So I kind of liked it,
and like the Brooklyn Bridge.
I'm not sure it was. I don't know if I'd say it was good, but I appreciated it was different.
When you're used to the Fear intro, anything is good. We cut to Maggie driving to the Easy Stay motoring, and we're just drinking at the bar. She rejects another round. She's talking to this guy about, here, if you get anyone to hire, to loan out apparently, to clear out walkers. And realistically, who the hell's gonna... What sort of payment would be worth going to New York in that state to clear out walkers? Who was she looking for here? I think it was Negan, but the way Negan's on the run, it's kind of like, well, is she really looking for Negan though? Because she is. Well, she's looking for Negan, but I wonder what this whole conversation was about. Was it just to do the whole slip and slide into the bathroom, but then sneak out the back door and go to Negan's motel room.
Well, she's hardly going to mention him by name, is she? If Negan's doesn't want her to find him.
No, yeah, I get that. I understand where you're coming from. But
She's hardly going to walk into the bar and go, here, do you have a guy I can hire? He walks in with a big baseball bat and bashes people's heads.
He doesn't do that anymore.
Aye, well, he used
Negan's
to.
retired. And I have to say, right, I think Negan looks very decrepit. You don't think
I
so?
wouldn't say he looks decrepit, but he looks older.
No, it's not even like...
Fuck me, decrepit's that Walker that she bashed at the beginning of the
maybe
episode.
not decrepit, right? Maybe that's wrong, right? But I feel like compared to like we stopped watching The Walking Dead in like season 7, and it was like the height of his power. See, watching him now, like here you've got Maggie. She gets.
See, to be honest, like Negan, Jeffrey Dean Morgan's never been this big, physical, imposing guy. I'm pretty sure he had to put a lot of weight on to get the role of Negan. I'm pretty sure he had to bulk up when he was given the role. Because he's never been this big kind of physical guy, but he does look like he's got a lot leaner.
Yeah.
Since season 7, and yeah, he's a lot older. He doesn't really look like the kind of guy that you would want to hire to go on a 2-man trip into Manhattan to, go on a suicide mission, so to speak.
Maybe for the comedy, but I mean that's. Come on, man. Maggie looks into like this Shar. We don't know who it is.
Like, Meryl looked old, but Meryl just looked like he was a badass that could handle shit. Negan kind of looks like...
I know.
Let's get him ready for the retirement home,
Right,
like...
Maggie gets captured here. She has like a secret, a hidden blade in her boot, which she stabs the woman with. She then like batters like 3 men. Then she goes into her car. Then batters the guy trying to throw her out the car. What is this all about?
Maggie being so overpowered here. I don't remember Maggie being like this.
Yeah, she was this overpowered. Why didn't she stand up in the saviour circle and just fucking batter them all? Shoving Negan's baseball bat right up his ass.
Yeah, done that. But no, so obviously Maggie's been learning. Although there is a bit of a time skip here, isn't there?
I think there is, but nothing major. Also, you seen Negan come into the bar during this commotion.
Wait, am I wrong for thinking it's 8 years? Have I plucked out of nowhere?
No, there's an 8-year time skip between like season 9 episode 4 and 5 or something. Something crazy like that.
So what age was Hershel then? At the end of season 7?
Hershel was dead.
No, Hershel.
Oh fuck, I don't know, man.
Baby Hershel.
Well, I'd say now he's
kid?
I'd say now he's about 12, 13.
So what was he in season 11?
That we're going to end it?
Yeah, well, end it or start
I
it.
don't fucking know, mate. I didn't watch it. I just said I don't know what Negan looked like in
I
season
think there was a big time skip.
Another one?
I think there's been a big time skip from...
Again?
Yes, again.
So how old do you get? So from this point here back to when Rick and Cher are sitting in a car, how long do you think it's been? About 25 years?
At least 20, aye. At least 20.
I wouldn't say it's been 20.
No, it has been.
It's been like 18, I'd say.
No, because the 15-year time skip, basically within the space of...
It wasn't 15 years.
There was 9 years.
And then a year and a half.
When Rick... Nah. Well, you know what? We'll do a bit more research into
it's
this,
close
guys.
to 20, right? But no. So you're trying to tell me, right, that...
It's at least 20.
So what age do you think Negan is? The actor is about 54, 55, but you trying to tell me they're trying to portray Negan here as like a 60-year-old?
Well, no, because in the show... I reckon in the show, Negan's in his 50s.
So when he got introduced at the end of season 6, what age do you think he was?
Probably late 30s. If not, approaching 40.
So and then there's been like 15 years on top of that, in your opinion?
But I reckon Negan could be like 55 in the show.
Right, anyway, on to Negan here. He's in the bar.
We will do an in-depth timeline.
That will take...
video.
That'll be about 4 hours, that.
Right, well.
But Negan, right, he runs out with this kid called Jenny. We've no idea who she is. I thought it was his daughter because we hadn't actually watched this show in ages, right? But
well, if it was his daughter, there would need to be a big fucking time skip, wouldn't there?
It could have been one of his daughters from The Saviours.
He didn't have kids.
Yeah, no, but maybe one of them women. One of his wives got pregnant. I don't know, man. But I just feel like here, Maggie gets Negan and Jenny very easily. Negan's like dragging this kid. He like falls on his ass. And then like Maggie gets out the car and just like fucking holds a blade up against his throat. And it's like, this is Negan? This is the same guy. Like, had Rick on his knees fucking blowing snot bubbles out his fucking nose.
And Maggie tells him, sorry, I thought you were quicker on your feet. No, he's an old bastard, Maggie, so obviously not. And I just feel like the entire time I think they're literally trying to morph Maggie into like Mila Jovovich from the Resident Evil. Now, both the actresses do look a bit the same, to be honest. But I feel like even in terms of attire, hairstyle,
Yeah.
demeanor, I feel like there's a lot of similarities.
No, I would agree with that.
Even their demeanor and like just the way they speak and their attitude, it does seem
Maybe that's what they're going
like
for.
Maggie now seems very cold and I don't know.
Yeah.
Just my opinion.
She seems very cold. Your opinion. Negan is going through a wanted poster of himself here, and it's from the new Babylon. So, what do you make of this whole, like, there's bounties now these days and wanted posters? It feels very Wild West, which I guess you could say the world would refer to in a post-world like this, but...
Do we not need to get some sort of authority back, though? If the world is ever going to get back to normal, then don't we need, like, authority? Don't we need sheriffs? Like, we can't have people like the saviors running around and bashing people's heads in and stealing and all this crap. I mean, we do need...
No, you do, but the problem is, like, surely there's going to be a group out there that's got way more members than this new Babylon thing.
Well, it looks like they only got 3, so...
Yeah, exactly. So it doesn't.
Not really a good. It's not really a good, authority figure group or whatever. So they're looking for Negan. They go to the bar. They're asking, "Have you seen this man?" The woman in the bar says no, but the officer believes that she's lying. Eventually, he takes her outside. He puts her against this fence where there's walkers, and he tells her, "Are you sure you haven't seen this man?" Then she says, "Yeah, no, wait, I did see him." Some of the other people from the bar agree that, yeah, we did see Negan. We seen that guy. He was here. Don't know why. Don't know what he was doing. He was with some woman, but yeah, we seen him. Then it looks like everything's going to be okay. And the officer, the main guy, the sheriff, he's like, right, well, you know what? You lied to me, so that's punishable by this. And he literally opens the fence and throws her in to the walkers, and the bar woman gets eaten.
Yeah, so I think it's kind of just a case of here. This is a premiere. We have to see someone get hit by walkers. I see this death. There's no problem with it for me because it's not like stupidity got this person killed. Like they've been dealing with walkers a long time, but this is just someone putting actions into their own hands. So I think this is fair enough. I feel like there's a few later on in the episode that are just retarded. But,
fair enough, but it does seem a little bit harsh, literally killing someone, because...
Yeah, like as you said there needs to be some form of authority, but this just seemed like saviour tactics or Rick tactics or something.
It's like, look at the police, they don't do that.
Police brutality, man.
So, like, I don't know, it just kind of set up the Babylon to be bad guys, I guess, based on the treatment of this woman.
Yeah.
I feel like there could have been other ways of punishing someone, like locking them up or, I don't know, and throwing them to the walkers.
Like Negan's wanted for, I think they said like eight murders or something, but like, I mean, so what did this guy just do?
Technically murder. So, yeah.
We've also got Maggie explaining to Negan like what the lowdown is of this entire series, pretty much. It's, Croat, former saviour, by the way. Croat, we knew him back in season 6 and 7, didn't we? This weird-looking, Russian-sounding guy. They came to the hilltop, kept asking for supplies, and then the next time, he took us bloody hostage, damn it. What, Maggie just let him take him, man? And then also, the hilltop's relocated. She's like, that was half your doing, Negan. So what, the hilltop is now in New York? Or in the state of New York?
Yeah, the hilltop's moved, although it did take them quite a long journey to get there, so I'm not entirely sure where it is. But the deal is that this Croat guy has stole Maggie's son. Not too sure why he done that, to be fair. Did he want... Did he know that Maggie was going to enlist Negan's help to try and get her son back? And that to me is a bit far-fetched.
How would he even know Negan's alive? He didn't know Negan's alive.
I'm not exactly buying that, but Maggie's like, look, this Croat guy, he's took my son. I need your help to get my son back because we have to go to Manhattan. It's the city of the dead. No one else will really go. And the deal is that if Negan helps Maggie, she will take this Jenny person. She will let her stay at the hilltop. And there will also, I guess, be a place for Negan at the hilltop too. And that Maggie will not forgive him, but let it go, what happened.
But it feels like they've already had this conversation about 10 times, doesn't it?
Yeah, so Negan accepts, but I mean, he also tells Maggie, look, how many husbands and fathers have you killed? Which is a very good point.
Exactly. You know what? Obviously, Maggie can have this feeling. No one's begrudging her that. But what Negan says here is a very valid point. They're all murderers in this world. No one is pure unless you're like 10 years old or something.
Now, you could argue that Negan done it a bit more brutal than Maggie's ever done it. But the point still remains. I'm sure Maggie and Rick and Darrow, they've all killed a lot of brothers and fathers.
Look at Rick, man, running over a police officer, snapping his neck.
Yeah, it was...
Oh, my word means something these days. Bang, good night. I actually feel like with Negan, your word does mean something.
Yeah, as long as you don't double cross him.
Yeah, like you look at Spencer. I know people say that was a brutal death he gave Spencer. I think it was, but I think it was like, here, you're going to betray your leader, Rick.
I don't think he respected Spencer. Anyway, with the Croat being a former saviour, is there any possible way we could see flashbacks? Because we did see flashbacks after Negan and Maggie go to the new hilltop and he gives off Jenny, who is not his daughter, but she is the daughter of some guy that got killed, and I don't know, Negan feels responsible for her.
I don't know why he is. I mean, maybe he's turned over a new leaf like in his later years.
Now, they never really explained who this Jenny's father was. Was it someone close to Negan? Was it someone that Negan maybe got killed? Could it have been... I mean, even if it was someone that Negan killed, I think that would make a bit more sense, and maybe this Jenny person doesn't know that, and he feels guilt that he's maybe left this kid with no family,
no
parents.
This kid is a mute, right? And I feel like they were going to keep this kid as like a conversation breaker for like Maggie and Negan, rather than just those two doing a solo mission, because I feel like those two just doing a solo mission is the conversation's not just going to get a bit old between them. Like with the resentment that's kind of there.
Maggie's like, you killed Glenn. Megan's like, yeah, well, you killed people too. I mean, that's literally all they're going to talk about.
Yeah, so I feel like if there's a kid there, it's not going to be... But obviously the kid's been taken to the hilltop. But
is it just me, or is every time we get a main villain in the Walking Dead series, Maggie seems to come off worse? She seems to like always lose.
Yeah.
I mean, no, like...
Yeah, and then like we've got like Negan here talking about how his dad used to go on business trips. He went to New York and he came back with a little souvenir of the Statue of Liberty. He promised little baby Negan, or little kid Negan, that he would take him to New York, but his dad jobbed him out. And he basically says, moral of the story is, I haven't seen Lady Liberty in the flesh. But I just feel like even conversations like this between these two is fucking weird.
Yeah, because like it's like Negan's opening up here, sharing, and Maggie just does not care.
And I don't blame Maggie for not caring. But I don't know, is Negan trying to like... Is he trying to create small talk because this is like the most awkward fucking parent of mankind?
Possibly. We see Maggie has nightmares that she sees like Glenn getting bashed again, then she wakes up and Negan's kind of realising that, you know, she's never really going to like him. And that's fair enough.
You have to admit, though, this is like the most forced thing they've ever done in The Walking Dead. I just don't... there's so many people out there that turned off when Glenn died, and I just don't see how people can... There can't be anyone out there that genuinely thinks that, like, you know what, it is a unique concept, but it is a bit mental how they thought this would really work, these two together. Like, I think this episode was good, but if you look at it, it just doesn't work for me. How would Maggie ever team up with Negan?
She's desperate.
I know she's desperate, but come on.
But another thing I didn't really understand was, like, she says the Hilltop are family. All these communities in The Walking Dead claim to be family and that they're together.
And no one's going to help her.
Yeah, no one from... Why is no one from the Hilltop going to Manhattan? Because, like, in the original Walking Dead, if someone's kid got kidnapped, would they not all go and save it?
Yeah, exactly. A lot of people were out looking for Sophia.
But the Hilltop is supposed to be Maggie's home. Everyone there's supposed to be family.
Yeah, like...
Yeah, no one from the Hilltop...
Rick didn't go back to Atlanta for Merle to go look for Sophia, did he?
Yeah, but no one from the Hilltop is going with Maggie. And I get it, for plot purposes, it needs to be Negan. But you'd think they could go with a bigger group.
Yeah.
What about Maggie and like 5 people for Hilltop? And they go with Negan?
Of course, but the problem is with that, no one cares about the 5 people for Hilltop. I mean, who's actually left the Hilltop?
Well, that's why they could die.
Well, exactly, but that's what could happen.
No, but I think it would have been pretty cool if you had, even if they were just in it for this opening episode, this premiere, just to have a couple of people that were actually in the original Walking Dead. Not that I could give a shit, like, but maybe people that actually enjoyed season 11 would. They're like, oh, there's Thingy for the Hilltop, and then boom, 20 minutes into the show they die.
No, I guess that could happen. Maggie and Negan head off to Manhattan. They're beside a nearby boat, but they're like getting some shut-eye, damn it. But then what happens? The Babylon marshals arrive. They hear a vehicle. Jano goes to take a piss. He's like the junior marshal. And then Maggie takes him hostage. So him, Maggie, and Negan then go on to a boat. They use him as a human shield because as one of the marshals... Shield. As one of the marshals looks for his sniper, they're using like really weird guns. And I've no idea what this guy's name is. Do you know who this guy's name is?
Nope.
I mean, this guy, he kind of looked like Jamie Foxx, didn't he?
He did actually, aye.
That's what I kind of thought it was, but I doubt it was, because I think if it was him, they would have fucking hyped that up to the moon.
Definitely not him.
Yeah, I know, that's what I'm saying. But, again, these Babylon marshals just seem very hell-bent on getting Negan. I don't know what the reward could possibly be for bringing Negan back, because Maggie, Jano, and Negan make it to the island of Manhattan.
I believe his name is Pearly.
Pearly. Fair enough. That's a weird name. And, like, you think, right, these two Babylon guys aren't going to follow these three here. And if you think, the only reason they might follow these three here is because they've took Jano. Negan wanted to throw him overboard, but Maggie's like, no, we might need him. What was he really need it for? A bargaining chip? Why would Croat trade this Jano guy for Hershel? That's what she's thinking.
Why wouldn't they follow him? They followed him everywhere.
Because maybe Manhattan, because as that guy explained to the other marshals, he was like, Manhattan's been cut off. It was one of the first epicenters.
You think Manhattan's off limits? So if Negan just sets up home, the marshals won't come for him?
I'm not saying it's completely off limits, but at the same time, it's like, these guys are going above and beyond to get Negan here.
Well, that's exactly what they do, because they give chase.
They give chase. We're on the streets. Negan's like, it's raining fucking zombies now. And because they're all like piling off the rooftops. What is this, Fear the Walking Dead? We're in the hotel.
Yeah, so I guess there was loads of zombies on the roofs, but now with Negan and Maggie being there and just creating noise, the walkers are literally walking off the roof, I guess, because of the sounds. So they've got walkers just like splatting on the floor everywhere in Manhattan. It was nice though to see different scenery and to see them in a city rather than the same old woods, the same old shitey locations that we've got to see for 11 years. So yeah, I mean, I did like the location.
That's what I liked about The Walking Dead for far too long. It's just grass, man. Honestly, it's just grass, fields, and I mean, obviously, I think everything's going to be abandoned. But like, see The Walking Dead, it's just roads that are deserted with cars and grass. We need landmarks. That's what you need. But then, as we're heading through New York City, Negan's like, oh, Maggie, don't go there. There's a trap. There was like a squirrel logo on the ground. Could this have been a potential trap for like animals? But I doubt what animals are going to be on this island.
Exactly.
So it must be for intruders. But then they go into a laundromat sort of place. And as they're looking for a way out, we've got Negan going with Jano and Maggie going her own way. Who enter? We've got Pearly. And the other guy's called Grits. That's a pretty good name, isn't it?
It's a shame it didn't keep him alive.
Yeah, I like this. Maggie tries to hide with Negan and Jano, but Jano is like, he's just a very awkward guy trying to hide. But then Pearl basically gives him a complete Wikipedia description of himself. He's like, I've got 3 kids. My name is Pearl. I'm a Babylon sheriff. We can make this very easy. I don't know why you're with that man, Negan. And what did you make of him doing this whole description of himself?
I liked it. Basically, just saying to Maggie,
put his cards out on the table.
I'm not the bad guy here, but I have come for Negan. If you're willing to cooperate and work with me, then you know, this can be resolved and no harm's going to come done to you. But if you don't, then you're accessible. And yeah, basically it's going to be either with me or against me, Maggie.
Exactly. Jano then gets attacked by a walker, and Negan's right beside him, and it takes him like 10 minutes to pull it off him. He's like, next time when I tell you to move, you move.
Now, this walker had like a rat or something inside its mouth.
Yeah, which is a bit unique. I don't know if we've seen that before. Of course, we've seen rats eating walkers and all that shit, Mika and Lizzie. But as Negan tells Jano this to like stick with him next time you listen, then Pearl points his gun and shoots Jano right in the head while trying to shoot Negan. Absolute. I thought this Jano guy was going to be around for a wee bit. And he just got dropped.
Just gets dropped, killed. Doesn't really set up Pearly as a good shot, does it?
No.
He wasn't that far away. I don't think he should have been missing Negan.
He was about 10 metres away, maybe less.
With that kind of gun, the accuracy, he should not have been missing. You could argue that he shouldn't have been taking this shot.
And it's not like Negan and Jano were on top of each other. I mean,
like, if he had Negan in his sight, shouldn't he have like told him to freeze? No, isn't he supposed to capture him alive and take him back for punishment?
Yeah, no.
I know he get a death sentence, like, but I didn't think shooting him dead was going to be how he dealt with it.
Yep. As this happens, the front doors open and Grits gets ate by like a herd of walkers again.
This felt like another Walking Dead scene to me. Grits is at the front door. We're 20 fucking years into the apocalypse. You can argue we're not 20 years. I'm going to say we're at least 20 years
It's at least like a decade and a half.
Why are people still useless? How did these people survive so long and then just get killed like straight away like this? That is my problem with a show happening 20 years later. It's like everybody should be fucking top fighters and everyone should know what they're doing. There should be no like rookies. There should be no one that can't deal with walkers. Everyone should be able to handle themselves, and there should be no more like just really dumb deaths like this. So the guy's at the door and they break through, and he's not smart enough to get out the way in time, or...
But it's nothing even to... I mean, it kind of is, I guess, but all he has to do is take a couple of steps forward and turn around. Why does he... Like, the door's bust open and he stands there with his back to him, and then like he half turns around and gets bit. Surely, I mean, you are way
when
faster
you're banging
than...
on that door, you would not have your back against the door.
No.
You would be staying at least, I'd say, about a metre away from the door. Give you time to react in case anything happens. But that's what I mean, it's like a rookie mistake. If this happened in The Walking Dead in the early seasons, I think you could forgive it. But I can't really forgive it when it's 20 years later and this guy's supposed to be like a marshal / like, deputy sheriff or whatever.
No, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he's dying like an absolute nobody.
Yeah, Maggie then sneaks up behind Pearl. They get into a bit of a struggle here. Pearl looks like he's been defeating Maggie here because, he's a man. He should be defeating Maggie. But then she actually manages to overpower him and then hit him unconscious with the back end of his gun. We think Maggie's going to kill Pearl here, but she looks at Negan, and obviously she was going to like beat his head in, and she kind of thought, here, I'd just be becoming Negan. He said, how many fathers and husbands and brothers have I killed? And that's a valid point, because of course what did Pearl say? I'm a husband and a father of the 3 kids, so I think that's... Alright, that ties in nicely, but at the end of the day, I mean, is leaving this guy alive not a big problem?
Yeah, because he's just going to come after you, isn't he?
Like, I can maybe accept Maggie not killing him, right? But Negan knows that this guy's got a bounty on his head.
Yeah, but is Negan not turned a new leaf? Is Negan not claiming he's not that guy anymore?
I don't know, I think he's still going to willing to kill people, like, who do him wrong.
Is this guy really doing him wrong, though, or is this guy upholding the law?
Well, you could say upholding the law, like, but they don't seem like the nicest people in the world, to be honest. They burst into a back door, and then there's another store, and then what happens? They put a match out, on, and then this woman called Ezer apparently just blows out the Negan's match. So that's a new character who we haven't got introduced to yet. We won't see them till episode 2, or something. But then see what's happening with Hershel Jr. He's visited by the Croat. He's tied to a chair, and here the Croat just brings up these like out of place questions about like, do you know who killed your father? It was Negan. He lived among your people. What's that really got to do with Hershel Jr. at this point? Like, yes, right, everything to do with Maggie, but actually to reference Negan, it's almost like he knew Negan was here.
Yeah.
Because the reference is irrelevant.
Although, I mean, it does look like they're on the rooftop, so... I mean, I think they maybe have spies, so perhaps they do know Negan's here.
Potentially, but he kind of like...
Wasn't that the whole point of him kidnapping Maggie's son, though?
What, they bring Negan here?
Oh, is that... Yeah, why...
I don't know, but there's no proof to that.
So why did he do it, then?
I don't know. What?
Could they not have done it? Why could they not have explained? Like,
would it not surprise you if they just done it for this whole storyline to happen?
Yeah, but why has the Croat done it?
Well, apparently he's taken hostage, so the Hilltop keeps supplying him with supplies and stuff, or something like that. Maggie explained at the start of the episode, but that just doesn't seem like...
Sounds shit if you ask me.
Yeah, it does sound shit. He puts a blade on Hershel's leg, and you think, oh god, is he going to cut Hershel's leg off? Wee bit of foreshadowing to his granddad who got his leg cut off, but no. It's not going to happen because somebody who they've been torturing has got away. We then cut to a roof, and we've got this guy with all these like cuts and slashes. It reminded me of some like Saw.
I thought that as well.
Saw parkour. Like, he just escaped Jigsaw's trap. He's trying to find a way down.
So he's climbing. He's climbing further and further. He's getting higher up the buildings and shit. Then he gets on like this grappling hook, and we get some horrible CGI.
Yep.
Like some really fucking bad CGI.
The whole scene was just cringy, I think.
And I mean, it looks like he's getting away, but then the Croat gets like the smallest pliers you'll ever see. Literally one fucking snip. And it's like the line that this guy was zip lining down just completely falls, and the guy falls to his death. And then the Croat starts celebrating. It's like, oh, yes, that's a new record. 12 stories or something.
20 stories.
20 stories. It's like, this felt really out of place.
It felt weird. And it ended the episode on such a downbeat level. Like, why couldn't I just end it with a match going it?
Yeah, for me, yeah, you definitely have to end the episode with Maggie or Glenn. I mean, Maggie or Negan.
Like, how is this?
Or
like,
both.
see this guy cutting a zip line, right? And this guy falling to his death? What is that supposed to make us fear this guy? Because they were already torturing him. Torturing's worse than cutting the zip line.
Aye, I'd say so.
And also, like, would the zip line break under the pressure of, like, you know, you cut a pair of pliers, man?
It didn't even look like the pliers were big enough to wrap around the actual zip line.
Yeah, exactly. And also, like, I just feel like the scene of this guy running about the rooftops with, like, the three of them just standing watching him was just fucking weird. It was very, very weird. Anyway, guys, we have to rate this episode. I feel like it started really weak, ended really weak. But some stuff in the middle was alright, and I feel like compared to what The Walking Dead would probably be like in season 11, it'd probably be better. So I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10. But what?
I'll get a 5.
I feel like if the ending and start were better, it could have been looking at like a 6, 7.
Yeah, I'll get a 5. I feel like it's got potential, I think, to be better. I feel like it's got potential to be the best Walking Dead content we've seen in years.
That's a pretty bold statement, guys.
Well, is it really? Considering what The Walking Dead's been dishing out in the past couple of years.
Well, people make out it's great, mate. I know. So, Rick came back in the season 11. I think this will probably be the best spin-off.
Yeah,
I do not care for Daryl, even though he's in France, which could be a bit intriguing, but they probably don't even film it in France. They'll probably film it in Quebec or something. Oh, it's French-Canadian. No, fuck that shit, guys. We're going with a 5 or 4.5 out of 10. We're back for episode 2, which will be out on... When will that be out? Sunday?
Sunday night.
Oh, so yeah.
We'll probably review it Monday night.
Oh, I cannot wait, guys.
Monday night, the new home of The Walking Dead.
Oh, aye. Dead City. The Big Apple. The Rotten Apple. Woo!